G'day, I'm Mark from Tasmanian Off-Road Adventures. This is my YouTube video review of the SUV Doorstep. Now, unless you've been living under a rock for the past 8 or 9 months, you've probably been inundated on YouTube and Facebook page with the mass marketing of these SUV Doorsteps. It's actually been quite annoying. Now, I'm probably putting this review out 6 months later than most everyone else, and that's because I've owned it for 6 months or thereabouts, and I've been using it for about that long just to see how it would work and how long it would last. Now, when the Facebook marketing seems to have eased up a bit, it's still out there, but it seems to have eased up a bit, and there was a fair bit of comment at the time about the price of these. They were $50 each, and then there was this really complicated system where the more you bought, the cheaper it was. They just sell them for $25 each now, but one of the comments that got made on Facebook a lot was that you can buy them on eBay a lot cheaper. So I bought one off eBay. So this video not only is a review of the SUV Doorstep, it's also a comparison to the cheapest eBay one I could find. Now, as I said, the SUV Doorstep now retails for $25. Stick that up there. The eBay one I paid for $13 posted, including postage. Now the SUV Doorstep is $25 including postage. Now it actually looks pretty similar. I'm going to bring them up. They actually look very, very similar. Not quite the same, but very, very similar. But they're not the same at all. I'm going to show you, if I can, the difference. See the difference in the size of the hooks? You can see that the SUV Doorstep hook is much, much thicker than the eBay one there. Like I said, on the face of it they do look the same, but they're not. Now I've got the verniers out, and just out of interest's sake, they've both got a 6mm pin that holds the hook into the body of it. Now on the eBay one, when I measured that, you've got about 2.5mm of meat, if you like, on the hook that around the 6mm pin. Not very much. On the SUV Doorstep one, there's a good 8mm of meat on the hook around there. So it's a massive 5.5mm thicker all the way around where that hook goes around the pin. Now, the other notable difference between the SUV Doorstep and the eBay job was the weight of it. So this is, I weighed these early on, it's 285 grams, which is not a lot, but the eBay one is only 182 grams, so it's 100 grams difference. Now 100 grams is not a lot, but when you hold them hand in hand, the SUV Doorstep does feel a lot sturdier and obviously a lot heavier. Now, as I said at the start, I've had this for about 6 months, and I have actually used it quite a few times. I've got the kayaks on the roof rack behind me on the Hilux, and I have used that to throw the strap over and do the strap up. I do have side steps there, which I can. I'm a pretty tall bloke, so my first thought when I looked at these was that I probably wouldn't need them anyway, because I've got side steps on both the four-wheel drives that I take out. But it still is pretty handy. I can get an extra 400 or 500mm up, probably at least 500mm from the side step. So it is pretty handy even for a tall bloke like me. Now, I'm a tall bloke, I'm a big bloke all round. These are rated at 230 kegs. Now, I'm not quite 230 kegs. I'm nowhere near 230 kegs for those who are thinking. But I'm a big unit. Even if I'm loading something on, if I've got a jerry can or something like that and I'm stepping on this, I'm still nowhere near the 230 kilo load limit. Now, there's a really good video and I recommend you go and watch it. It's done by Lock Your Hubs 4-wheel driving. It's a YouTube video review on this, and what the guy there's done, he's actually tested these, and he's got some sort of press type machine and he's actually tested these, and they break at over 400 kilos. So even though they're rated to 230, he's tested those to 400. I will put a link in the description because it's well worth having a look. It's a really good video. Now, one of the most popular comments or criticisms of this that I've seen on YouTube and on Facebook is the amount of weight or pressure that these put on the door striker. Now, SUV Doorstep do say that the door striker they have to, when the vehicles are made, they have to be able to withstand a force of 900 kilos. Now I actually checked their link, and it does actually appear to be true. Having said that, this is rated at 230 kilos, and as I've said before on that YouTube video by Lock Your Hubs for driving, it brakes at 400 anyway, so you're not going to get anywhere near 900. So I've had a good look at these. I've actually checked. I've got someone else, another big fella about my size, to stand on these, and they do put a little bit of pressure, and you can see a tiny amount of movement on the pillar from the door striker, but it's not enough to worry me. I'm not going to go out there and guarantee that your vehicle is going to be right, but on my Hilux and my Cruiser, I'm not worried about it at all. It doesn't seem to make any sort of have any sort of negative effect on it at all. Now I keep referring to this as the SUV Doorstep, and that's what it is. They have changed their marketing, and if nothing else, it's worth checking it out. Their website, it's quite entertaining. It's called Life Do. It's www.lifedoo, I think, .com.au. It's actually very entertaining. It's almost a direct copy of the 4Drive Supercentre website. So I'm guessing they're thinking 4Drive Supercentre can do it, then they're just going to ride on the coattails. They don't sell many products. This is one of about 3 things that they sell, but it's worth checking out because, as I said, it's quite entertaining. So if you haven't guessed already, I'm actually pretty happy with this. I'm actually probably going to pick up another one. The eBay one here. The only reason I haven't turfed this is because I wanted to video it. I want to do a video review and compare the two. I can't remember the name of the eBay seller. As I said, it was the cheapest one I could find. I'm actually going to bin this. It's absolute rubbish and a waste of $13. And without having the equipment to load test it, I know that this one is a lot sturdier and stronger than the eBay job. Now, one last thing I did want to talk about was SUV Doorstep have what they call an affiliate program. So if I wanted to, I could go and see them, you could go and see them, or send them an email, get in contact with them, and they'll give you a code, a discount code. So for example, if they gave me a discount code, I give you guys the discount code, tell you guys that when you buy one, use the discount code, you'll get it slightly cheaper, and I get 20% of your money. Now, I'm not doing that, by the way. I think it's look, there's plenty of YouTubers that have done it. I've seen probably half a dozen reviews on these. Some of the guys have said up front that they're getting they're getting a kickback from it. Some haven't. I'm not doing it. I'm not interested anyway. But not only am I not interested, I think it's possibly a little bit underhanded if that's what some YouTubers are doing and not disclosing the fact that they are getting some of your money. Anyway, that's it for the review and comparison with the SUV Doorstep and the El Cheapo eBay one. I'm not going to tell you to go and rush and buy one, it's up to you. I know people are still going to have some doubts about the weight on the door striker. As I said, it's not a concern to me. I think I'm probably going to pick another one up so I can keep one in the Hilux and one in the Cruiser. I'm not going to use it a lot, but when I do use it, I think it's one of those things that you're going to, sort of think, gee, I'm really glad I kept that and had it sitting in the glove box or wherever. One last thing. Oh, it's in my pocket. It does come, I've been playing around with that, and you can probably hear how clinky it is. It does come with this little black bag, which is kind of cool. Little pocket, it's very neat. And actually one other thing I didn't say was it does have a rubber piece on there. It does come off just to stop it or to protect the paintwork. It does have this thing on here which I'm pretty sure is just a ridiculous gimmick. Apparently that is to break windows. Good luck with that. Got a hammer that can do that. That's it, that's the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed this review and comparison of the SUV Doorstep. If you like the video, please subscribe. Go and check out the rest of my videos. Thanks for watching.